Oh, I had like a craving to play this game again after watching Kid Charisma's latest video series on where the water tastes like wine. Just made me want to play this. That is a long ass name and there's two of them. We're going to Palace D something, sir. Sure, let's go. And two passengers get into your cab can't be more than 17 and holding a board game in their hands. 5 minutes and a dozen oddly shaped dice clatter on the board as they settle in. The girl speaks to you. You're not an expert, but it looks like her clothes are brand name. We're going... She turns to her friend. Well, where are we going, Perry? Perry? Pep. Something? To Xenofix's secret chamber. I mean in real life. Come on, focus. I am focused. It's just... I never saw... Rodolph's mom like that before. She was screaming, waving her arms. It was awful. You clear your throat. The girl speaks up. Okay, we'll go to my place then. That one, please. She turns to her friend as you start driving. We'll start playing again at home. We can't keep playing. We're missing a player. Rodolph isn't allowed to play anymore. But we're so close to finishing. You know full well Rodolph won't be playing. His mother said he wasn't allowed to anymore. He'd never dare lie to her. He's as cowardly as an elf from Riot. They smile in tandem. You suppose it's an inside joke. You raise your gaze and it crosses the girls in the rearview mirror. Actually, sir, you detect a hint of an accent, very faint, very distant. Have you ever been in a role-playing game? Wait, what the hell are you doing? I'm, again, not going to try to say that. Calm down. A role-playing game? Yes, you play a character and fight monsters, find hidden treasure. You definitely can't place the accent. We usually have another player, but his mum is a demon. They smile at one another. Another inside joke. It would be really cool if you could play with us. All you have to do is take down the big bad guy in the story. Xenofox. And we'll be done. You watch them. Have no fear. I'm a game master and I'll explain everything. Yes, don't worry. Sure. Sure, why not? Their faces light up with joy. Really? Yes. But you'll have to explain the rules to me. Don't worry. You can play Rodolph's character. It'll go quicker that way. I'll tell you a story and you can choose what you want to do. Anything I want? No, not anything. It's role-playing. You have to play a role. Be your character. Respect his alignment. His alignment? She turns to her friend. You're making this more complicated than it needs to be. She takes on a very serious tone, highlighting her accent ever so slightly. Listen, I'm going to walk you through this. If there's a problem, you roll this die. She points to a small six-sided die. Whether or not you resolve the action will determine on this die. You roll it each time I ask you to. Good old Dungeons and Dragons. I'm driving. I'll do all the rolls, don't worry. The important thing is to choose wisely. Not to mention your life points, since you're playing a fae if your character is pretty weak. If you take too many hits, you die. Other than that, I think it's best if you just go off the flow. You'll see, it's much easier than it seems. Okay. We have to tell you about your character. The boy nods. We'll get started soon. Don't sweat it. You are Cholbuk, a chaotic good thief. You're a half-goblin. A half-goblin? Your mother was a goblin. They're these little creatures. Not really mean, more like playful, and I don't know that word, I am sorry guys. Oh, is it facetious? I don't know. She nods. The psychic chimes in without leaving you in any time to process. And your father was human. He passed himself off as an avatar of the god of moods. The divinity who controls half the world the game takes place in. He and his family were all necromancers. Evil wizards if you prefer. But we killed him. The battle was epic. You raise your eyebrows. I killed my own father? I know it sounds weird, but you actually freed the entire province from the tyranny of a bloodthirsty man. We became heroes because of it. Since you don't seem convinced, the boy brings new blood into the conversation. If it makes you feel any better, I killed my wife in a fit of rage brought on by an albino mummy's curse. The game master cuts him off. Let's talk about your abilities now. Your character's a thief. He knows how to be very discreet in order to make surprise attacks. He can also pick locks and mug people. Oh, just keep going. He wields a magic dagger named the Cobra's Tooth. It can poison anything and anyone. They glance at each other, probably remembering something. You have 29 hit points left, or life points left, which is not much. And I think that'll do. Bree, anything to add? He shakes his head with an amused look on his face. Tell him quickly who you're playing so we can start. Sangrenat, a human warrior. Picture Arnie. You nod. I'm just like that. Not much grey matter up top. You're oddly not surprised when you see how puny the boy is. But don't worry. We've been friends for a long time. We've gone through so much together. He shuts his eyes slowly, like he was enchanted by the idea. The girl claps her hands together abruptly. Alright, let's go. Swell. You narrow your eyes in surprise. What 17-year-old says swell? You're in Xenofix's anteroom. I cannot read. In a nutshell, you've already attacked him, and used your powers of the magic ring to weaken him. But he escaped, and he's hiding here in an old abandoned fortress. She stares at you with a look that says, "You're on board?" You nod. You explore the surroundings. Run your fingers over the heavy tapestries that cover the dark walls. Before you is Xenofix's gate. A venerable wall sculpted out of the finest wood and Nirt. You know you'll never be able to get through it. You have to find some other way. What do you do? Silence. Perry holds out his hand. Your turn, Chobak. Very well then. What do I do? Tell us what you want to do. So, like, you take a deep breath. I look at the tapestries. They depict battle scenes on the ground among dead horses are the heads of enemies impaled in spears. Xenofix is standing among the corpses. Behind him, an army of elves is poised to attack. You feel a chill run through your body, and something grabs your attention. One of the tapestries seems unusually clean. She watches you. Lift up the tapestry? It's too heavy for your tiny half-goblin arms. I respectfully push my thief friend aside, grab one of the tapestry and rip it off the wall. Remind me how much strength you have again. 22. Should I roll? No, you're good. Sanguinet tears the tapestry in two with his burly arms. The cloth falls to the ground, unveiling a sort of medallion on the wall. Cholbuck, you immediately recognize it, and it's an incredibly powerful magic lock. The kind used only by the most powerful sorcerers and liches. I know what a lich is. Cholbuck, the medallion is a magic lock. You know this, but you don't have the key. What are you going to do, Cholbuck? We can't wait for Xenofix Terrible to come out. You clear your throat. Play along? Indeed, dear. Sanguinet. Indeed, dear Sanguinet. But perhaps I have something on me that will allow me to break or pick the lock? The Game Master smiles coyly. You suddenly notice the dagger on your belt is glowing just a bit. Hey, Cholbuck, look! Take it out. You pull the dagger out with a yelp of surprise. It's burning hot. The higher you raise it, the closer it gets to the medallion, the hotter it gets. The princess was right. She told you the snake was an ally that would open doors for us. Well then, do you dare open the door? You nod. I gather we don't have any choice if we want to open it. I use a dagger as the key. There isn't a hole in the medallion, but you bring the dagger close to the wall. Stone appears to open, so very slightly. The blade slips between the bricks. You turn it slowly, and the gigantic door begins to shake. I pull out my axe. The door opens, but not as you imagine. Each piece of carved wood pulls off like it were coming to life. All of a sudden, the coast is clear, and Xenofix's chamber is before you. I go in. I stick to him like his own shadow. My weapon is raised and ready to fight. He slowly enters Xenofix's chamber. One lone torch lights the room. The walls are bare. There's a desk covered in papers. A locked trunk. A straw mattress upon which your enemy appears to be sound asleep. After searching for so many years, the monster who killed your parents and your friends is right there within arm's reach. Tension builds at the back of the cab. What do you do? Go and examine my surroundings. You can see perfectly well in the dark. Well, now determination. We're not determining how well you can see. You need at least a 4. Dice rolls across the board. No, 3. The Game Master adopts a deep, formal tone, her accent becoming a touch more perceptible. You see nothing unusual. What do you do? I attack. You move over to the bed. You lift the dagger and plunge it into the sleeping figure. She pauses. The blanket collapses. Uh-oh. What? It was a trap. A black shape slips between your legs and strikes you. You fall to the floor instantly. Xenofix emerges from the dark shadow, carpeting the chamber floor. He explodes with laughter. The girl suddenly adopts a strange voice, much deeper with an odd, unidentifiable accent. She whistles with every S. I'm not going to try that. Here you are at last. I've been waiting for 6 long nights, healing my wounds for 6 long nights. All the better to tear your eyes out. Black tentacles spring from his face and cut at your body. Hurry, roll the dice, and then roll Chobucks. Will do. I got 2 6s and a 5. He got 2 6s and a 5. Wow, that's going to hurt. Well, it's going to hurt. The results roll aren't too bad, but the boy grins. His magical powers go right through your armor, just as annoying as ever. 2 and 3 and 5 makes 10. Come on, you're not too bad off. Let's roll for Chobak. The dice roll across the board. The game master clears her throat. You have 29 life points. That's extremely low. If Pierre gets double 6, you're dead. Just enough. 5, 2, and 5. That makes 12. You have 17 life points left. This will complicate our plans. This is a long story. In just a few seconds, Xenofix's back is to the wall. His shape becomes much clearer behind the odd opaque black smoke. You make out the tired and worn body of an old man. Xenofix is old. Xenofix was an all-powerful wizard. He takes on a barbaric warrior voice again. And he won't live a day longer. He raises a wrinkled hand. Her voice changes. She's imitating the old man. Wait, I surrender. The boy gets angry with an overly dramatic way. He acts out of his anger with an open, frothing mouth. Nonsense. It sounds like a foreign word in the boy's mouth. The game master begins to moan. I swear to you, I submit to your power. Your axe and your dagger have sufficiently slashed my flesh and my mana. In a soft voice the boy whispers, that means magic, and I have no strength left. You hunted me down in my own place. I was finally at peace. 2 against 1. I know when to admit defeat. Help me up, and I promise I'll go away. She goes back to her game master voice again. He reaches towards you. His nails dirty, his hands creased with age, his palms streaked with scars. Magic does that. It wears on people. But don't lose your bearings, Chobak, my friend. This man is a murderer, a tyrant, demon. I have to kill him. Good. I raise my axe, and I pull out my dagger. At your feet, all shriveled up, Xenofix is shaking. He screams. No, please don't. Comes out in a croak. The game master rolls several dice, one after another, without a word. What are you doing there? Nothing. Nothing. She slowly raises her head to look at you and her friend. At this very moment, time seems to come to a halt. Everything in the room flutters and stops. Everything but Xenofix's shadow. It jumps at Chobak's throat. What? His grasp constricts around your neck like an all-powerful grasp of a deadly dozen python. Huh? You can't breathe. You become more damaged by the second. The boy jumps with joy. A countdown to death. The boy turns to you, obviously very excited. It's a new rule in this edition of the game. I've been dying to try it for months. He turns to his friend. You're the best game master ever. The girl blushes a little. Why don't I explain it to our newcomer? In the countdown to death, we each get a turn and you can only choose one action. Each time you play, you get damage, which means your time before death is limited. Speaking of which, she goes back to her Game Master voice. I can't read, sinking into your neck. You feel your soul being sucked out of you. How many life points do I have left? Game Master leans over to her friend. Where are we on life points? I quickly browses the character profile. 16. Oh, no, 17, sorry. His friend leans over to the sheet. Your handwriting hasn't improved. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not going to be easy. She claps her hands together. Let's start with Sangrenat. I see my friend Chobak suffocating and I strike. Close combat situation. So if you roll a 1 or 2, you hit Chobak. 3 or 4 you miss, 5 and 6 you reach your target. Don't worry, I have my dexterity bonus. So +1 on each roll. The die rolls across the board. Oh shit. Eyes on the road. 1 with the dexterity bonus that makes 2. The boy is clearly aggravated. I was sure that... Oh well. You missed your target and hit Chobak. Roll again for damage. The dice roll. The boy freezes. 3 and 5 and 4 makes 12. He looks relieved when he consults his paperwork. Not too bad. Your arm misses Xenofix, but hits Chobak in the shoulder. The pain is atrocious. He cries out violently. Fortunately, it's not enough to kill you. Your turn, Chobak. May I remind you, Xenofix is strangling you, and has your arm in a hold. Pretty hard to move in those circumstances, but not impossible. You clear your throat. If you move, the blade tightens his grip on the throat. If you stay still, it might make it easy for your partner to aim. What do I do? The game master looks impatient. I throw myself against a wall. Good idea. You throw yourself back and Xenofix lets go in surprise. For just a second, you feel free. The wound on your neck is painful, but you have a fleeting sensation. You're regaining strength. Fleeting? Yes, fleeting, because Xenofix strikes back in turn and pins you down again. This time, his tail wraps around to ensure your legs can't move anymore. He whispers. He starts talking in the Xenofix voice again. You won't escape so easily, Chobak. His voice, so close to your ear, paralyzes you. It sounds almost familiar. The boy turns to her. No, you can't be serious. The girl waves her hand to silence him. Okay. Second round of the countdown of death. Perry, try not to kill your partner. Try not to kill our driver, please. He flashes you an embarrassed grin. I'm a warrior, so I strike? Perry, it would be a shame if your ex ended up decapitating our poor friend here. I'm role-playing Shani, sorry. That's just how it is. Their voices become more distant the longer their argument draws on. Apparently, Perry is the type that likes to play the rough guy. Shani wants players to have some finesse. Your mind wanders for a while. Perry and odd pair. Where exactly are they from? Hey, can you hear me? You're snapped out of your thoughts. Sorry. I said that Perry missed Xenofix again. Uh-oh. Exactly. We might still have one chance. The dim ring. Dim? Yes, it means... She looks embarrassed for a minute and spits it out. It means Deus Ex Machina. Most importantly, it's a treasure. An all-powerful ring you found in your father's body. It can spark an explosion of fire. But if you use it, well, you die. But Xenofix will die too. You don't quite get what the problem is, after all it's just an imaginary character. So what do? Use the ring. Yes, great. I've been dying to use it for weeks. An amused grin from the girl. Perry even wrote several short stories about his ring. I'm a literary guy, Chuck. I couldn't help myself. How exactly do I turn the ring on. To activate the ring, you just need to rotate it around your finger. I rotate the ring. The Xenofix tentacle wraps around your arm to prevent you from rotating the ring. Your fingers touch the metal. She speaks in her Xenofix voice. No! How dare you use your father's ring? Oh, yeah. Oh god, the minute I started saying that, I knew that sounded a little wrong. How dare you use our family's ring to destroy us? The boy belches with joy. I knew it! She collects herself. No, don't do it. I keep going. What? I keep going. I have to rotate the ring. Your fingers grasp the metal and start to turn it. Once around. Twice. I jump as far away as possible. 3 times. The ring begins to turn. Xenofix pulls away from you and tries to retreat. I stop him. The girl smiles. The ring explodes. Tongues of fire spill out all around you. The last thing you see is a sea of fire. Your brother, Xenofix, standing there, alone. He reaches out. I'll grab his hand, that'll be nice. You come closer to him. He smiles at you. His skin starts to crumble like burning paper. He only has time to get a single word out. Dramatic pause. Mom. She pauses again. The Xenofix disappeared in a puff of smoke. Dead silence throughout the cab. Wow, that was insane. Totally insane. I knew it was his brother. I knew it. Chobar came from a family of necromancers. We were lucky our friend did not choose the path of black magic. She stares at you, with a funny smirk on her face. As the powerful flames generated by the ring are at last extinguished, silence reigns over Xenofix fortress. The tyrant, the king of death, is no more. Outside the sun rises, announcing a new day in the surrounding towns. Bakers begin baking bread. Farmers let the Kraloks out of their pens. The boy leans over to you and whispers. It's like a huge cow with a shell on its back. Though no one is aware of it, the 2 brave adventurers saved their lives, their towns, their kingdom. The night alone knows what transpired. She pauses, closes her eyes and smiles. The end. It's over? The girl nods. It is. So what happens now? Well, it's over. We had to finish the campaign, this campaign. We have to practice exams coming up, and then... I don't know that word. we won't really have time to play anymore. You hear a tinge of sadness in her voice. But now, right now, it's time to go home. You head towards, in the back seat, your passenger speaks softly. They're reminiscing about previous games. There's a terrible thought forming in your mind, trying to emerge, to break free, but you keep it locked inside. You're not allowed to think about your own brother. That's your rule. Don't think about him. Ever. A few minutes later, you arrive at place D. Yeah. It's right there. Oh, it's right here. He points at one of the fanciest buildings in the neighborhood. You pull over as soon as you see a free spot. The girl pays the fare as her friend puts the game pieces and the board away. Thank you for tonight. It was really very kind of you. Especially since we managed to beat Xenofix, that nasty little necromancer. I got an achievement for that. You floored Xenofix. Okay. For what it's worth, if you... Oh my god. There are pop-ups blocking it. But if you enjoyed it, there are places in Paris where you can play, you know? His friend looks at him with amusement. Come on, Perry. I wanted to thank you. It's really very nice of you to do this. You're welcome. With utmost delicacy, they exit the taxi, taking the game board with them. You watch them as they enter the building. You immediately notice the security cameras just above the door of the lobby, which is so well lit it can't be good for the environment. You turn the key in the ignition. The interfix was... You shake your head, push the dark thoughts back into the deepest part of your mind. Strangle it. You close your eyes, clench your eyelids shut. You saw this for a moment before taking a deep breath. Alright, well we made almost no money in tips that one. That's alright. Alright, so we got a few more... maybe 2 more stories? 2 more people? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to end this one here, guys. I'm probably going to split this one into 2 videos because I did not realize this was going to take almost exactly an hour. And we're only just over halfway through this night. Fucking hell. Alright, long one. But it's fun. Hope you guys are enjoying it. And if you are, make sure you press the like button. Feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this game. And if you do want me to do some more after these 2 videos go up. And yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, because I love these types of games and I'm always happy to play more like this, then make sure you hit subscribe. Other than that, I will catch everyone later.